各位记者朋友，大家
Welcome to today's press conference. Now the floor is open.
谢班人总。
CCTV. We noticed that recently UN Secretary-General Guterres and President of the 80th session of UNGA Baerbock and others have said that the global governance initiative put forward by China has reached dimensions and its core concepts are in line with the purposes and principles of the UN Charter. During the general debates, many leaders spoke highly of the GGI. In the meanwhile, Secretary-General Guterres said that multilateralism was under assault. Media reports also highlighted the current global governance deficits and the urgent need to reform and improve global governance. What's your comment? At the historic juncture of UN's 80th anniversary, many countries are seeking the answers of questions such as where humanity is headed, what choice to make between multilateralism and the law of the jungle, and whether to revitalize international cooperation or give way to unilateralism and bullying. What we've seen at this year's general debate shows that the prevailing consensus of the global community is to uphold UN's status and strengthen global governance. Earlier this month, President Xi Jinping put forward the Global Governance Initiative, emphasizing sovereignty, equality, international rule of law, multilateralism, a people-centered approach, and real actions. The initiative provides China's solution to global governance challenges. Its core tenets are in line with the purposes and principles of the UN Charter. The initiative shows China's firm support for the UN, reflects the shared aspiration of the international community, and has received wide support. The Global Governance Initiative and the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative each have their own focus and at the same time complement each other. Together, they form a systemic public good China presented to the world. It injects stability and certainty into a turbulent world and highlights China's role and responsibility in international affairs. China looks forward to working with all parties to implement the four global initiatives so as to transform the vision of peace and the dream of development embodied in the UN Charter into reality and benefit people of all countries. Next one, please.
Good afternoon. A question from
路透社。台湾高级代表在波兰窜访，外交部对该访问有何评论？
世界上
There is but one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. The One China principle is the political foundation for China to establish and develop diplomatic ties with countries with diplomatic ties with China. It is also a basic norm in international relations and a prevailing international consensus. China always firmly opposes any forms of official interactions between countries with diplomatic ties with China and China's Taiwan region. We urge relevant countries to earnestly abide by the One China principle, stop providing any platform for activities of Taiwan independent separatists, and stop sending any wrong signal to Taiwan independent separatists. Let me stress again that recently the Lightington DPP authorities, under different pretexts, made frequent trips to other countries, peddled disinformation and fallacies on Taiwan independence, peddled China threat, and the fallacy of authoritarianism versus democracy, warned external forces to embolden its independence agenda, provoked provocation and rivalry, with a ill intention of destabilizing the world. No matter what the DPP authorities say or do, it cannot change the historic and judicial fact that Taiwan is part of China's territory, nor will it shake the prevailing commitment from the international community of staying committed to the One China principle, nor will it stop the prevailing trend of China's reunification. Next one, please.
Thank you, spokesperson. This is a question for Anadolu.
安多卢，美国总统特朗普宣布了结束以色列对加沙战争的计划，其中包括以色列军队分阶段撤离，并做出过渡治理和安全安排。中方对此有何评论？China welcomes and supports all efforts conducive to easing the tensions between Palestine and Israel and calls on relevant parties to implement relevant UN resolutions, realize a full ceasefire in Gaza, and release all those held captive at once, and alleviate the humanitarian crisis as soon as possible. China advocates upholding the principle of Palestinians governing Palestine and pursuing the two-state solution. We stand ready to work with the rest of the world and make relentless effort for a comprehensive, just, and lasting solution of the Palestinian question at an early date. Next one, please.
Another question from Reuters.
路透社，特朗普周一宣布，对于木材、厨房用品、家具等征收新的关税。中方对此有何评论？
关税战
Tariff war and trade war have no winners. Protectionism will lead to nowhere.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：今天上午，国务院发
China News Service this morning, the Development Research Center of the State Council released the China Development Report 2025. What's your comment? The China Development Report 2025 gives an account of what China has achieved last year through its modernization in terms of theory, institution, and outcome. It offers a full overview of the new circumstances faced by Chinese modernization and the achievements from the perspective of innovative, coordinated, green, open, and shared development. The report is an important reference for other countries to study China's development path and explore a pathway for common development. Facing a complex and challenging international landscape, China's economy has made progress while maintaining overall stability. High-quality development is steadily advanced, and new quality productive forces are full of vigor. China has offered the rest of the world opportunities through sound development driven by new quality productive forces. Under the GDI, over $23 billion has been mobilized to help the global south thrive, and more than 1,800 cooperation projects have been carried out. High-quality BRI cooperation lifted over 40 million people out of poverty. China has hosted the China International Import Expo and the China International Consumer Products Expo and the China Import-Export Fair and the China International Fair for Trading Services and other events. We give all these developed countries having diplomatic ties with China zero tariff treatment for 100 tariff lines. And through concrete actions, give a good boost to the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. China carried out a visa-free policy for easier travel and welcome more friends to visit China during the upcoming National Day holiday. Development is an eternal theme of humanity, and no country should be left behind. China's advancement will mobilize other countries to march towards modernization so as to create a world of common development and progress. Next one, please.
Another question from Reuters.
路透社，英特尔
我们注意到了有关报道。
We noted that. Next one, please.
Question from Antara.
安塔拉，在即将到来的国庆假期期间，中国预计平均每天将有200万人次跨境。 虽然主要是由国内游客组成，但是也包括外国游客，因为中国实行了免签政策。如何确保包括外国游客在内的所有旅客的安全？
国庆和
The National Day holiday and the Mid-Autumn holiday are often called in China as Golden Week. I believe that many of you are planning to travel around. We welcome more foreign friends to make good use of visa facilitating measures rolled out by China to visit China and see by themselves a colorful China. We believe that they will have very fulfilling trips in China. We'll continue to take effective measures to protect the safety and security of tourists both from home and abroad. We also remind tourists in China to take safety precautions. Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Anything else?
好，没有的话，我有。
Before we end today's press conference, let me announce that during the National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival holiday, there will be no regular press conference from October the 1st to the 8th, and will resume on October the 9th. During this period, questions can still be submitted to the spokesperson's office via fax, email, or WeChat. Last but not least, we wish you a happy holiday. Then let's call it a day. Thank you for coming.